swept in by Josh Karoma.
Flips this one in. Goes to the far post. Naviyama with the goal.
Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. Obviously we're back to review the weekend's game. Obviously 0-0 against Rotherham. And I've got a lot to say tonight, as you can imagine. I'm sure everybody else who joins us in the chat will have a lot to say as well, because, listen, anyone that knows me knows that I wear my heart on my heart on my sleeve. I don't, hold back. But let me tell you, the gloves are well and truly off tonight, let me tell you, because that was an absolute shambolic performance at the weekend. And it is nowhere near good enough. Not just that game, the previous couple of games that we've seen. And I'm sorry, there's so much to get through, as I say, and we will go through it as we always do. But we're going to just say a few words first. Horace is in. He says, "Big up, Ryan. Hope you're doing well today." And everyone new, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Yeah, big up. Very, very frustrating result against bottom of the side, Rotherham. Yeah, well, I'd like to say I was doing well, but obviously very frustrating at the moment. But you have to keep going, of course. But yeah, apart from the football, I would say I'm okay, I guess. But yeah, very hard at the moment. And I appreciate always promoting the subscriptions and everything. And it was a very, very frustrating. I was fuming, I tell you, at the full-time whistle. I really was. Yeah. Andre dropping Matos yet again. Hog's legs are gone, in my opinion, but Andre doesn't believe so. Yeah, good point again, Horace. I absolutely agree with you. I will get into the lineup because, let me tell you, I was by far happy. I was not happy with the lineup at all. I will get into my thoughts. But yeah, Hog, fantastic save for this football club. I love him. He's a legend. But you have to accept that he's a lot older now. He's well past his best. I think he can still come off the bench and see out a game for you. He's not a starter. He's not a starter, and his legs have gone. And I'm not sure why Andre keeps leaving out Matos. I've got a lot to say about that as well, as I always do. But yeah, thank you for dropping in, Horace. Joshua was in evening. He says evening to you, Joshua. Thank you for dropping in as well. Blue says very poor results. Didn't watch the game, so can't comment on the performance. Don't think Saab should have been sent off. The Rathbone died. We'll get into it, but yeah, very poor result. I absolutely agree with. I think we can all agree on that one. And obviously I was there, so I'll kind of give you an insight. If you haven't watched the highlights, you probably have. But I'll go through. I'll obviously share my thoughts on the performance. But like I say, it was awful. It was awful. Aiden's in. He says, "Hello, mate. I would say you're okay, but wow, I can't even speak after that result. But I do hope you're okay, though." Yeah, I mean, look, we're all in the same position at the moment, aren't we? This football club, we are in a mess. We really are in a mess, and this is nothing new over the years, as we know. It's very hard to be okay because people say that football is just a sport and everything. And people that don't particularly have an enjoyment of football say that. But it really isn't, is it? Football is everything to us. Football is life, really. It's an opportunity to go to games and watch your team. There's nothing better, is there? Sing a few chants with the fans as well. There's nothing better, but it's very hard to be positive, isn't it? And very hard to be okay when we're seeing what we're seeing on the pitch, and it's just constant struggle after struggle. I don't. But yeah, we'll get into it now. So we are going to get into the team lineup, obviously the first part of call that we always do. And let me say that Joshua, can we keep the chat to obviously Huddersfield Town related, please? That we're not having, I do appreciate you not nipping in and coming to say hello, but we don't need, having other discussions about other football games isn't really thingy. But I hope you don't mind me saying I'm not being thingy about it, but yeah, it's just, yeah. So, yeah, like I said, lineup, team lineup. Let's have a look at the lineup. Let's talk about the lineup. I think the lineup was very, very poor for me. I do. And I'm not just saying because I think the selections, apart from a few, I was a bit, I'm not sure about this. But first of all, I don't like the three at the back. I really don't like the three at the back. We haven't got the players to be having three at the back. I'm sorry. We just haven't. We can see that. Andre can't see that. Yeah. And we saw, right, under Worthington, he played a flat back four, and look how well that worked. Look how well the team played. It suited the players that we've got. You cannot be playing a style of football. You cannot play a style of football that players cannot do. It's pretty much self-explanatory. But like I said, the lineup did look very defensive, which is unacceptable against a team that are bottom of the table, the worst team in the division. Even though it was kind of hard to tell who was bottom and who was higher up than one another in this game, because we looked pretty much level on par, level on par with each other. So that says it all. I think it was a negative approach. Like I said, in a must-win game, we start with no recognised striker. Yes, no recognised striker. And you've got the likes of, Ward sat on the bench. Yes, okay, I've said that Ward may not start games, but I would rather, with the options that we had, I think Ward was probably the better option to start, if I'm honest. And then maybe put Bergzorg out wide. But Bergzorg's not a striker. I don't care what anyone says, he's not a striker. So why are we deploying him in that area? For me, Pearson, I've said it and I'll keep saying it. Pearson cannot play the role he's been asked to do in this system. He's not able to be, obviously, the right side of the three centre-backs, right? He's not able to be technically, he's like a right back in this role. He can't do it. He's not good enough to do it. And for me, he's in a flat back four, you can put Pearson at centre half, but he's just not a full back for me. He gets found out far too many times. And like you said, Oris earlier, Hogg, look, he's not a starter, so I was very surprised the fact that Hogg started. Well, I wasn't, because to be fair, he's started quite a few times now. But I wasn't particularly happy with that either. Like I said, I love the guy, he's a legend, but he just isn't able to do the job to the level we need right now. And then Matos, again, leaving Matos, I'm just scratching my head here. I cannot believe what I'm seeing. We saw what Matos had been capable of. Since he come in, he has really made a big step, playing well. And then as soon as Andres arrived, he's barely played him. He's barely played him. And it's not just me, but many other fans are saying, why is he not, what is wrong? What is happening with Matos? Why is he not playing him? He's arguably one of our best midfielders. And that says it all when he's a lone player, by the way. That's how poor that midfield is, right? So yeah, Matos, we know what qualities he brings. He makes a big difference when he's on that field. He's, not only getting a tackle in, but he drives the team forward. He tries to do things at both ends. He's an all-round midfielder. And when you're leaving somebody of that quality out, it doesn't really, I don't really get it. I honestly don't. And then, like I say, he shows energy, fight, he will always get stuck in, breaks up play, gets the team on the front foot. I think it was a very, very poor lineup, a poor setup as well for me. Very, very bad. Anyway, we'll get into the comments because I've kind of gone through that now. Ryan, I really do think Andre needs to come out and say why he hasn't been starting Matos. Yeah, Horace, you spot. I mean, yeah, I mean, I'd love to know his thinking. I really would, because, because I can't find any reasonable explanation. He doesn't seem to like him. I'm not so sure why, because he's going to produce moments for you, and he can be a difference maker. He really can. And yeah, I don't know, but yeah, it would be nice to hear an explanation, to be honest with you. It really would, to try and understand at least. Horace's next few games are huge for Town. I am demanding Andre to switch the formation to a back four. yeah, you're right. Absolutely. We've got the players to do that system, as I said, the four at the back. It suited defined Worthington. I want us to see us go back to that. Get back to the basics that we did well. We don't need to change to a back three, because it's just asking for trouble, really. So yeah, the formation, we have to change it back. There's no excuse. No, there isn't. No, there isn't time to be drawing games. But the issue I've got at the moment is if we continue to play with this formation and play players out of position, which he is doing at the moment. For me, Pearson, he shouldn't be playing where he is. Bergzorg is not a striker. He should be on the wing. I'm not saying he shouldn't start, but if he plays, he needs to be on the wing. So, and then you need to get the striker up there, because, it doesn't make any sense to be asking somebody that isn't normally a striker to play in a position that they're not familiar with. Yes, okay, Bergzorg's played a few times there, but it's not his best position, and we've got a natural, we've got a strike on the bench, whatever you want to describe Ward as. It's a shame that the other guy, obviously Healy's coming back after the international break, should be that. Hopefully we see Bojan miraculously, but what a disaster January's been in terms of trying to get a goal scoring. Look how that's panned out. Utterly shambolic, it really is. But yeah, no time to be dropped. We can't actually we can't actually put a foot wrong now. We have to be, we literally have to be winning, because if we don't, well, I think the table's irrelevant now, mate, because I just can't see us getting out of it. I can't. Yes, we were in a lot worse position last season, but I just think the past few games, the positivity is completely gone. The fan base are questioning a lot of things again. The negativity's crept back in within the fan base, and we've gone from being really not hopeful, but we've been more optimistic, and a lot of a feel-good factor around the place when Worthington was there. Obviously, Andre started well, obviously winning against Watford, and then getting a point against Leeds with 10 men. That was a good start, but since then it's just gone completely downhill. I just don't know. But yeah, no time for draws, that's for sure. Aiden says, we play like a League One football team on Saturday. We deserve to go down. If we stay up, I will be shocked. Yeah, you put it perfectly here, to be honest with you, Aiden. You really do. Look, we were playing like a League One football team on Saturday. We looked like we would, we deserve to go down, absolutely. And I'm with you there. If we stay up, I will be absolutely shocked. And to be honest with you, we've been here at time after time after time. How long until that luck runs out, as I've previously mentioned? How long is that? Because I'm afraid if you're constantly flirting with relegation season after season after season, you're gonna go at some point. You're gonna drop at some point, and that's the reality. So we deserve to go down, in my opinion. We really do. We do. As much as it will hurt, it will absolutely hurt. Because relegation is a horrible feeling, of course, but I can't lie to myself. I just can't lie to myself. Where has the intensity gone? Where has it gone? Where's the passion? Where's the fight gone? Where has the forward-thinking play gone? You know, I don't get it. Andre can come out after speak in his press conferences saying, we go to win every game. We look to play on the front foot. We want to play attacking foot, front foot football, attacking a lot. I'm sorry, we haven't seen that in the past 3 games. So you can say that all he wants, but it's about doing it on the pitch. It's about putting them about showing it on the pitch as well. And his players are not delivering it. We've gone backwards, and we seem to be getting worse. Recently. I mean, look, if you look at the Cardiff game. The Cardiff game, I thought was very, very poor. The West Brom game, we saw glimpses, but again, we weren't at our best. And then the game on Saturday was the worst I've seen us for a long time. It is. There's no two ways about it. Now the first half, nothing we did in the first half was coming off. It really was pathetic. On the back foot against a team that, like I say, are the worst team in the division, right? And I couldn't. If you didn't know who was bottom of the table, it could be either of the teams on Saturday, because we were that bad that we could either have been bottom, because we were shocking. I think, there were no intent, there were no speed. Rotherham was slowing the game down, to be fair to them. They were every set piece, they were slowing it right down. But when we had the ball, when we had set pieces, when we had throw-ins and stuff, we were doing the exact same. There was no rush. It was like we were, I don't know, it was like we were in a training game. I just can't get my head around it. So the first half, I'm sorry, we showed absolutely nothing. The fact is, they've conceded the most goals in the Championship this season. I don't remember us testing the keeper once. Every shot that we made was straight at the keeper. We didn't test him. I'm not just on about I'm on about the overall game. It was embarrassing. It was embarrassing the way he performed on Saturday. And I'm not going to say any other, because he was, like I say, second half, no improvement. You expect it. In fact, the in-game management by Andre Breitenreiter in this game, and I've questioned a few things he's done previously as well, but in this game specifically, it was unbelievably bad. It was pathetic. It's as if, that first half, it was as if he was saying he was happy with that first half. You've got to make changes. It was nowhere near good enough. And to be fair, we did make a change, but it was only Kasumu came off, and he was booked. So at half time, obviously he was booked in the first half, so he came off at half time. But bringing Ben Wiles, I'm sorry, again, another player that I'm not happy with at the moment. This guy cost £1 million, right? He looked like he was heavy breathing after 5 minutes of being on that football pitch. What the hell is going on? Yeah, and he doesn't influence the game whatsoever. So for me, bringing Kasumu off, I don't know if he had picked up an injury or whatever, but he was also on the card, so was that in the thinking? But he brought Ben Wiles on. So to me, right, so let's talk about this, right? So Kasumu obviously plays when Matos plays. I'm not sure why Kasumu came off personally. I would have took Hogg off instead at half time. But Kasumu came off, but Ben Wiles came on. So does that mean Matos is below Ben Wiles then? Because to me, if you're looking at a player in that position, surely you look towards Matos, because we've seen how good he's been in this team. So very, very strange. But he didn't even make any other changes. There should have been at least another one on, even 3, because it was woeful in that first half, like I said. So yeah, it was embarrassing to watch in the first half, and the referee, how is that not a penalty? Yeah, I mean, look, we got the penalty. I'm going to share my thoughts on the penalty claim. Look, there was contact, right? There was contact, but I think the way he threw himself to the ground, having looked at it a few times, I don't really think he helped himself. I'm not going to sit here and blame the referee, because first and foremost, we have to look at our performance and what we're doing on that pitch. And we did not perform to any acceptable standard in that game. Any. I don't care what anybody said, we didn't. So, but the referee was bad, but we always know they're bad, don't we? We always know we're up against the referees. But we're not in control of that. We're in control of our performances and how we perform, how we play, how, that first half, we should have been on them from the first minute. We should have been pressuring him, putting them on the back foot, not the other way around. And I think they had more possession in the first half. I mean, to be fair, possession means nothing if you don't do anything with it. But the fact that they had more possession than us is bad in itself, because we usually have most of the ball. So, yeah, it's just simply not good enough, is it? Andre, why would you take an attack-minded player in Kasumu off for Wiles, who is absolutely useless? Yeah, I mean, I've just said that, and I don't understand. I really don't. Wiles has shown glimpses. Apart from that Sheffield Wednesday game, though, he's done absolutely nothing. And like I said, he doesn't look fit. You can see him breathing heavily after 5 minutes of being on the pitch. That is a disgrace. These guys are professional footballers, and they're acting like they ain't. So yeah, it's ridiculous. And like I say, Kasumu, we know he likes to drive forward, but yeah, he takes him off. It really does beg a belief. I'm just lost. I'm lost. I think the lack of substitutions were quite apparent, like we said. Bergzorg, can we talk about Bergzorg in this game? Because for some reason, some fans seem to think, he's contributed quite a few goals this season, so it doesn't matter how he performs in any game. If he's scored, basically what we're saying is it's all right, Bergzorg, you're fine, you've scored goals, you've done more than most in this squad. Yeah, you've done more than most in this squad, which isn't hard, let's be honest, because we've been an absolute embarrassment all season long. Let's put it out there. So, but he was losing the ball, his touch was awful. It wasn't good enough. It really wasn't. He was atrocious. And how he lasted the 90 minutes, I will never know, because he was goddamn right awful. Don't understand why I keep... Blue Terrier, I'm getting to that. I'm getting to that point very, very soon. Don't you worry. But yeah, I am... I'm going to share my thoughts in a minute, because yeah, I'm lost. I'm just... I don't even know. Ian says, I'm starting to question whether Andre actually plays attacking football. I mean, if the last few games is anything to go by, it doesn't look great, does it? That's what I will say. So, yeah. So, like I say, lack of substitutions. Yeah. We could all see in that second half, we need to change it. Get fresh legs on. You've got the likes of Matos, Koroma, Ward, all sat on the bench, all attacking options. But no, it's all right. You stay there. You sit on the bench. You're fine. Absolutely atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. Darren Moore, I'm sorry to bring his name up again, but I'm sorry, I will do it. Darren Moore got hounded for playing, a setup that didn't suit, playing players out of position, playing players that shouldn't be on the pitch. He would have got hounded for this. I'm going to be consistent. I'm going to do the exact same to Andre right now, because at the end of the day, it was unbelievably bad on Saturday. There was nothing, no positives. I'm going to get to his post-match comments after the game as well, because again, just to add more insult to injury, or whatever you want to say. I can't even speak right now, guys, honestly. we were all fuming after the game. But trust me, when you heard what he was saying after the game, you got even more angry. Let me tell you. But anyway, we'll get into that very soon. No attack, no. Even the crowd. Obviously, I was there at the game. Even the crowd was singing Danny Ward's name, Josh Karoma's name. People around me were saying, "Where's Matos? Why is he not bringing Matos on?" It was just common sense. I don't need a UEFA Pro C license to know that what we needed in this match. I'm no manager. I don't want to be. I have no intentions to be a manager. But you don't need to be a manager. It is common sense. It is common sense to make attacking changes to try and change the game in your favour. I'm sorry, we were massively let down on Saturday by the in-game management, by the substitutions. It was pathetic in every single word of this, every single level of this performance was atrocious. I'm probably not making sense, guys, but I'm fuming right now. Right, we're not going to make any attacking substitutions, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to bring an attacking player off at half-time in Kasumu. Oh, we're going to bring Ben Wiles on, who is a big game changer, isn't he now? Absolutely not, by the way. Absolutely not. £1 million. We talk about we don't have any money. We talk about that we can't spend money. We spent £1 million on Ben Wiles, a player that couldn't even get in the Rotherham starting 11. They're laughing at us. When we came in for Ben Wiles, they were laughing at us. Let me tell you, they were laughing at us because he's hopeless. He's absolutely hopeless. And so let's bring Ben Wiles on. Great idea. Well done. Well done. And then, again, as the game, second half went on, nothing was on. The red card. Let's talk about the red card before the other change was made. The red card. Sorba Thomas, obviously, dragging down Rathbone. Sorba knew he was on a yellow card, but yet he still couldn't help himself in doing that. And it was 2 yellow cards. That's it. You know, the discipline, another thing that I want to mention, the discipline in this squad has gone downhill. That's 2 red cards since Andres took over. Obviously, the Leeds game with Hogg getting sent off, and now this game. So what the hell is going on? You know, obviously he's out for 1 game now. So, but for me, it was. You can't argue with it. It was 2 yellow cards, very poor. And then, like I said, the game was going on and on. We could see we needed changes, as I said. You know what? Brody Spencer obviously went down, obviously, towards the end of the game. Could have made an attacking substitution there. I'm sorry, you could. You could have changed up the system. You could have done something there. But you know what? You know what we're going to do? We know what we're going to do. We're going to bring on Tom bloody Edwards, right? Tom Edwards. And I'm laughing, but I am not laughing in a good way, let me tell you, right? That is a disgrace. It is a disgrace. Even the fans around, even our end. What are you doing? What are you bringing this guy on again? And it's not the first time he's brought him on. He's absolutely hopeless. You know, he is the epitome of a complete and utter embarrassment to be even called a professional footballer. You know, he's not anywhere a professional footballer. I'm sorry. He's not fit. He's useless when he's on the pitch. And, yeah, you know, I've got no words. And the sooner he goes back to Stoke, the better. Because I think everybody will be glad to see the back of him, other than Andre Brighton, right, who keeps seemingly putting him on, thinking it's okay to put him on and expect him to. He's not going to do a job for you. He's not going to do anything. What's the point? He might as well have brought an attacking player on over him. So, absolutely woeful. This review is a complete. It's all over the place now, guys. I'm just on a ranty mood, and I'm sure you can all appreciate that. But honestly, I'm just, yeah. We made it clear that we wanted to see Wall and Crumb. 2 minutes later, we see someone who shouldn't be playing on a football pitch. Absolutely. And the fact he's even on the bench, can I just say, is completely ridiculous. It really is. It's ridiculous. I'd rather see a youngster on that bench. I would. I would rather see a youngster on that pitch other than that waste of space. And yeah, complete and utter waste. And Andre Brighton writer, go on, Tom Edwards, play some minutes. You're not fit, Tom Edwards, but you know what? Don't matter, does it? Go on. Absolutely shambolic. Blue Tails was the one who insisted on Wild signing. He seems to be another John Russell. Yeah, he does, doesn't he? He does, and now we're stuck with him. So, yeah, he's nowhere near good enough, is he, at all? And yeah, like I say, if we can't beat bottom of the table, who can we beat? I'm just putting that question out. Who can we beat if we can't beat bottom of the table, Rotherham? Like I say, conceded the most goals this season, scored only 30 goals all season. It was that game should have been won. That game should have been won comfortably. I know that the Championship's unpredictable. I know the Championship, you can't just turn up and expect to win because it doesn't work like that. But the fact is if you're applying yourself right, if you go on the front foot, you attack the team, put them under pressure, test the goalkeeper, because we did that. We did not test the keeper once, as I said earlier. That is completely and utterly unacceptable. And I said it before, and I'll say it again. If you can't beat these, then you simply don't deserve to stay up. It's as simple as that. That's it. We needed to show character in this game. It didn't even look like we had a game plan, and there was no organisation. So that is down to the manager, I'm afraid. That is down to the manager. So he can talk the talk in his press conference. And by the way, I'm not turning on him, by the way. I don't want anyone to think I am. But he can talk the talk in his press conferences, right, and do what I say. I've been quite impressed with his press conference, to be fair, so I'll give him that. But if he's saying every game's a must-win game, this and that, we want to play forward-thinking football, attacking style football, but we don't see it on the pitch, then questions start to be asked. Because what's happening here? You're saying you want to play this style, and we're not getting it. So, that's just not. That's just ridiculous. I'm just speechless, to be fair. What else makes me mad is looking forward to that Balke-Hellick partnership. But what would you say about that? Look, I think Balke did well, to be fair. I think Balke did okay. Hellick. Look, I think they'll play better in the back four, and obviously we're not playing that at the moment, and this is what's happening. So it's just so bad at that, And I think that, like I said, it was a stupid red card. But to be honest with you, I am not going to sit here and say, "Oh, we got a sending off. Oh, so that's fine, and our point's going to be fat." No, we had enough on that pitch. Well, we didn't have enough on the pitch because there should have substitutions made. But we had enough. We could have put out a team. We could have put out a team for the final half an hour that would have been able to win that game still with 10 men. But we didn't make any changes to change it. So we're just going to stick it. We're just going to stay the same then. So to me, Andre went into this game with we must not lose scenario in his head. Who had that mentality before him? I'm not going to say his name, but it's a carbon copy then. We don't need to be playing not to lose a game against bottom of the table. Because that in itself is just unforgivable. I think, overall, and I'm going to be honest with you here, overall, since Brighton Writers come in, I think we've regressed quite a lot. What's our style? Can anybody answer me? What is our style of play? What is it? Because I'm not sure. We're 5 games in. Is it 5 games? Yeah. And I'm not sure what the style of play is, to me. I don't know if anybody can enlighten me. We create nothing. We play with zero intensity. And like I say, the subs on Saturday were a joke. And if you look at how we were playing under Worthington, you got us playing with no fear on the front foot, scoring goals. Fans were actually excited, and now it's back to the toxic nature of this club again, I'm afraid, because I'm sorry, the positivity's gone. There's no feel-good factor anymore. That's gone. That's evaporated already, I'm afraid. It's down to the players. It's down to the manager to get that back. And if we don't get it back, we know where we're going. And, I think if you look at it this way, I just think the confidence of us being able to stay up now is, very, very low. Like I said, we should have gone for the win. People can blame the officials, the players, but let's have it outright here. He picked 5 defenders and 2 holding midfielders and wingers up front. So how are you expecting to win a game when this is happening? I haven't got qualifications to be a manager, but it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know what we need to win a football game. We're fans. We know what football is, So playing players out of position. I think Andre Brighton-Writer, not disguising how the players performed because they were awful, but Andre Brighton-Writer ultimately had a big part to play in why we didn't win this game. I really do. And I can't even tell what his style is, but I know one thing: it's not attacking football. So there we are, though. You can't tell. So why can't we tell? He's saying all this in press conferences how he likes to play this certain way and this, that, and high press, all this nonsense, and we're not seeing it in games. So you can talk all you want, but it's about what happens on the football pitch on a match day, not what you say previously in press conferences. But it's not attacking football, at all, is it? You're just making me rant, aren't you? I'm gonna get to that, by the way, because I'm sick of this fan base who accept mediocrity, because that's what this is: mediocrity on every level. This football club is rotten from top to bottom, and I don't care what anyone says. You can live it. All these happy clappers, because that's what they are, they're happy clappers. Live in a bubble, live in a bubble and pretend everything's okay. Ooh, we'll be fine. Ooh, we've got teams that are around us. We'll be fine, don't worry. Everything's plain sailing. Golden Kevin Nagle saved the club. It's all good. Not to mention the bloody idiots that he's employed in his boardroom, the bloody staff that are useless, because they are useless. They are utterly useless. How many mistakes? How we can see that they're useless. Everybody can see they're useless. And this is why we are in the situation we are in yet again this season. Off-field decisions happening left, right and centre. Mark Cartwright, Jake Edwards, get out of this football club now. Because I'm sorry, they are stealing a living. They are stealing a living, mistake after mistake, employing Darren Moore, bringing in Tom Edwards on loan, thinking that was a good idea, keeping Moore in for too long. We all knew it wasn't working, keeping him for too long. January, bringing in Bojan, bringing in Healy. Where are they? Nowhere to be seen. They're nowhere to be seen. And this is acceptable. No, it is not. It is not acceptable. So, look, the fan base need to look at the players and the management and the hierarchy rather than coming onto social media and having to go at fans that say the goddamn truth. The truth. People can't handle the truth. certain members of this fan base. And then, like you say, you know what? We played absolutely atrocious today. We offered nothing in the game. But you know what? We're going to clap the team off because they deserve it, don't they? Absolutely rubbish. This is why the fan base accepts mediocrity. They accept it. Do not tell them. You have to earn to be clapped off that pitch. You know what? We could lose 6-0 and there'd still be fans there clapping off the team. This fan base, some of the certain members, certain parts of this fan base is an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment. You don't clap your team off after going to Rotherham and creating absolutely naff all. Yeah, getting a point which was no good. We knew it was a must-win game, and you've got fans clapping the team off. Oh, well done, boys. Well done. What are you clapping for? What are you doing? They don't deserve to be clapped. So yeah, unbelievable. Let's have a look at the post-match quotes that I'm going to mention a few here now. Andre, it didn't make sense to make a change. Interesting. Didn't make sense to make a change. 0-0 against bottom of the league, but it didn't make sense to, get some players on that may create that spark. You've got players sat on the bench waiting. What must they be thinking? What must they have thought after that game on Saturday? Andre, why have you not brought me on? I could have won. I could have won the game. We've got Koroma. We know what we can do. I thought it was a perfect game for Koroma to start the game. I said that in my preview show. I thought Mata should have been starting. Obvious reasons. Class midfielder. Does everything for you. Gets around the pitch, shows energy. We have no energy in that midfield at the moment. Apart from Kasumi, to be fair, who does get up and down. So I just don't. This has been a very messy show tonight, guys, and I appreciate that, but it's one of those where I just had a lot to get off my chest, really. So yeah, he said it didn't make sense to make a change. Well, I'm sorry. He was the only person that thought that amongst the town fan base. He was the only one that thought that. Why didn't it make sense to make a change? Didn't you want to swing the game in our favour? No. You just want to, get a point and that'll be okay? No. I'm not having it. So that comment that he made was utterly delusional, let's be honest. He said there were positives, we controlled the game. Controlled the game? Are you crazy? Controlling the game, by the way, if we did apparently control this, I don't think we control the game whatsoever. If you control the game, you don't win football matches controlling the game. You have to do the business, and you actually have to play players in position. Honestly. And then, of course, let's put an excuse in there as well, Andre, shall we? We played over 30 minutes minus one player, and we controlled the whole game over 90 minutes. Absolutely delusional at his best. Don't use the excuse that we went down to 10 men, as to why we didn't win this game. There is no excuse. Because with 10 men on that field, we could have quite easily won that game still. End of. So, yeah. I can understand the criticism of Cartwright, but I think criticism of Jake is harsh. Cartwright is the one picking the manager and recruitment. Jake is mainly running the business side of it. For me, the players, they're staff members that shouldn't be at the football club ultimately, they'll Blue Terrier, I'm afraid. Not convinced by that Jake Edwards. To be in that role, you have to be adding something. You have to be doing something. I haven't seen anything positive come out of that appointment with Jake Edwards. Cartwright, Cartwright is the one that's picking the manager, the recruitment. Fine, that's fine, fair enough. But Jake Edwards is no good either for us, in my opinion. I I think it would, and it begs the question: was those 2 results that we got when Andre came in? Was it just because the club was already kind of in that feel-good factor still? Obviously, that Watford game, the spirits were up. Fans were happy. We were feeling quite positive. And did that kind of I don't know what I'm trying to say, but did that kind of be the defining factor as to why we were able to win these games? I don't know, but at the end of the day, were those 2 results that Andre got just a flash in the pan? Was it just luck? I just don't know, because it certainly doesn't look great at the moment, does it? We're gonna actually mention this as well. What did Pearson do at the end? I must have left before that bit. Did you go, Aidan? I didn't know you was there, Aidan. I didn't know you'd gone to the game. I don't remember you telling me you went to the game. Or do you mean, did you leave watching the game? You mean, was you watching it, but you left before that point, you mean? But yeah, let me get into this as well. Yeah, Matty Pearson, at the end of the game, he was seen shaking his head at the fans, because obviously, at the full-time whistle, obviously there were boos, obviously we weren't happy. We pay our hard-earned money to watch that. And if players can't accept when they underperform to get a bit of flack, then you shouldn't be a professional footballer. Because if you don't perform, then I'm sorry, what do you expect? What did they actually expect after that game yesterday? Not yesterday, Saturday. Because I'm pretty goddamn certain they didn't expect a good reaction, let me tell you. But like I said, Matty Pearson was seen mouthing off at fans, shaking his head. Like I said, we watched that rubbish, and we have every right to make our feelings known, by the way. And I think before he looks at us fans who come and support the team to start with, so be grateful for that. He needs to look at himself, and he needs to look at his teammates around him. Because I'm sorry, this may be harsh. Matty Pearson is nowhere near championship level, I'm afraid. I know some of the players we've got, you could say a League One, but Matty Pearson's, he's just not good enough. He's an old school defender, of course he is, and he's added goals to the team, and I accept that. I do like him, but the reality is, he isn't good with his feet. He can't, he's not. To be fair, he's being played out of position. He can't play in that position. I'm sorry. He just highlights his weaknesses more, maybe. But he's too slow. It's just a disaster, really. But yeah, I was very, very, because I had actually left before that point as well. By the way, as soon as the whistle went, straight out, straight out of the ground. Nowhere was I staying to clap off like some people thought it was a good idea to do. Yeah, clap mediocrity, clap absolutely nothing, because there was nothing to be clapped at in that game. Absolutely nothing. So, yeah. So like Ten Hag, when we've been poor and we lose, yeah. I'll judge Jay Edwards on the accounts and submit, it's fair enough. Sorry mate, I forgot to tell you, I tried looking for you though, to surprise you. Alright, I didn't know you'd gone, right, fair enough. Fair enough, Aidan. Oh God, what an away game to pick, and look what happened. But yeah, it's been a bit of a whirlwind stream tonight. I think, look, the fact is now, I'm not just saying we lost. We know. Well, I actually said that we lost just then. It actually felt like a draw's a loss to me. It's a loss, right? So now we've got to muller over this for 2 weeks. So there's an international break. 2 weeks. This performance, this result, yeah, it's there. There's no time. There's no hiding place for the next 2 weeks with this result, because they're going to be a long 2 weeks. Let me tell you, before we get back out to play against Coventry. Obviously we play on Good Friday next week. So yeah, I don't even know what to say, guys. I mean, another thing that I would say, the club yesterday, I was fuming by when I saw this. The club yesterday put out a post on the social asking everyone to make sure their contact preferences are up to date. And you know why, don't you? Season ticket renewal prices. What a brilliant timing. Brilliant timing. After a shambolic display, you have the cheek to post that and expect a good response. Nice one. Nice one. I was appalled by the timing, like I said. You know, we performed so badly and they think it's appropriate to put this out there. It's a complete and utter disgrace. It pretty much sums up how the club is being run and has been run for years. Badly, neglected. We've had to put up with this for year after year after year. Apart from the Carlos, obviously, with fantastic season, as we know. It's the one who got promoted to the Premier League as well. But apart from that, it's just been relegation battle after relegation battle. And I'm sorry, it's just not good enough. It's all right. We can have a day out in Blackpool next season in League One. I know I'm laughing, but we need something to laugh about there. Yeah, I mean, if you don't laugh, I think you'd cry at this point. To be honest with you, that's where we're at. I don't know. Like I said, if we don't win this game, I don't have any confidence now. I just don't. I don't see where the points are coming from. I don't see where. You know, I just don't. And you look at teams. People have been saying we've got teams coming up against around us. Yeah, fine, but we're playing like we are. We ain't gonna get anything. So I'm sorry. Something has to change, and it has to change very, very quickly. Because this was a massive opportunity missed at the weekend, and when we know we need a point desperately, this is probably the best chance to get points against a team that have been even worse than us. And we failed. And I just think it's a lot down to the setup and a lot down to players being picked that don't necessarily deserve to be picked from the start. And yeah, playing players out of position just doesn't help the situation either. But yeah, lighting up the mood is always kind of good. So don't worry, Aiden. I'm hoping Brighton Wright can get his ideas across in the break, so he's not had much time on the training ground for the amount of time he's been here. Yeah, fair enough. But if you don't, the thing is, yeah, if you haven't had much time on the training ground, then why have we changed the way we play all of a sudden, and why are we deploying a system that doesn't suit us? Why couldn't you just carried on with, with the formation that we had before? Because we were playing well in that, And I don't know. I honestly don't know. What players do you think deserve to stay, not just from this game? To be honest with you, I'm probably going to do a stream about this, Joshua. I'm going to I think I'm actually doing a stream about this. Obviously, at the end of the season, we're going to sit down and we're going to go through the squad, who I'd keep and who can go. So yeah, I'll do a separate stream on that one. I know you don't like to predict anything, but please could you look at our next 5 games and see where we're going to get the points from? Yeah, I could do. Have a look then. Oh, we've got Coventry, haven't we? And then Stoke. Let's have a look. But yeah, I honestly don't know where we go from here, guys. I really don't. I'm just not. I just feel like the positivity, the confidence, the feel-good factor is gone, and we all know that we needed that. We needed that to stay, and now it's gone. It's going to take an awful lot to get, but obviously results will help that. Will help the mood, but I honestly don't know where we're getting our next points from. That's the issue. So yeah, next 5 games then. Let's have a look. He's clearly had to use classroom work to get his ideas across, which works for some players, but certainly not all. think he's trying to change too much too quickly. Yeah, it does look like that way. And he said when he came in, he wasn't going to change too much, didn't he? But he has. So I don't understand it. And like I say, Matos not included. I don't think we haven't won a game when Matos hasn't played or hasn't started. I think I saw a stat from that. So that just speaks volumes to how well he actually plays in the team. So he's trying to change stuff too quickly, and now, that's not what we need. What is Andre's preferred format? Is it the 3-5? Yeah, it's the 3-5-2. So Anyway, it's 5 games then. So we've got Coventry at home on Good Friday. Well, I mean that's good. That's going to be another difficult game. Obviously, Coventry on the back of that brilliant win in the FA Cup, of course. Fair play to them, by the way. Congratulations to them getting to the semi-finals. What an achievement. They're a tricky team to come against. Obviously, Mark Robin is one of our former managers that we had in the past. So what are we doing? Predicting. So Coventry, you know what? I think it's a bad time to ask me this because I'm just going to be I just can't find any positives at the moment, and I just don't have any confidence. Even the Stoke game, when we go to Stoke, I just don't think we can. I just don't. Millwall at home, for me, has to be a win. Preston away, again, not an easy game. And I know we won there last season, didn't we? But we had a very poor record prior to that. That's a tricky. I don't see how we get any. We might get a point maybe out of that. I don't know. And then Bristol away. Again, tricky place to go. We haven't had much look at Bristol, really. So, out of the games, Coventry at home. I'm going to say home games we have to win, but but Coventry aren't going to be. It's not going to be easy. So, we're certainly not going to. It might be a draw, or it might be a loss. I'm not really answering this question. I'm being a bit thinking about it, but so point there. Stoke away. Stoke have picked up, although did they lose the last match or something? I'm not keeping up with it. I'm more focusing on ourselves, and that's why I'm not actually up to date with everything else. But they're at home, so it's going to be a tricky game. Maybe a point there. Millwall, I think we have to win. Well, we have to win them all, but 5 points so far. Preston, I don't think we're going to get anything at Preston, to be honest with you. And Bristol, that's going to be another tough game. I don't think we're going to get anything there either. So that's 5 points I've made out of 5 games, which, maybe it's because I'm feeling so mad at the moment, but probably would say Coventry. I know it's a tough team, but can still, hopefully test them and get the win. If we can get a win against Coventry, that would really boost us up for the remainder of the season. Now, have a look at the comments. I've got a positive for you. Reece Healy's back, trying to be optimistic. Yeah, he is into his back. Obviously, he's back after the international break, so that's another option. Hopefully, he stays fit this time, and hopefully, he can do something from now until the end of the season. Because, like I said, when you've been injured, it's not easy to get back up to speed, and come in at this stage of the season and produce. It isn't easy. But by the way, I'm not making any excuses for him because he has to come back and produce because that's what he's been signed for. But I suppose so. We've got to have a bit of optimism, I suppose. Speaking about Coventry, how do you know what Matt Robin's style of play is with Coventry? I can only see 4 points in the next 5 games. 1-0 v Millwall. 1-1 draw v Preston. Wow. And that's not going to be enough, is it, Aiden, to keep us up? Mark Robbins plays very expansive passing football, but he's happy to mix up and go direct to times. Yeah, very nicely put there. Stoke lost 3-0 at home to Norwich. Yeah, Norwich are a good side though, Joshua. So, yeah, I mean, obviously they did lose, but they have picked up lately. Sounds strange, but we might do better against Coventry because they will be trying to beat us compared to Rotherham, who probably trying not to lose. Yeah, true. To be fair, obviously we've seen where teams have played that low block, we struggle to break teams down. And yeah, obviously Coventry will need to win the game, won't be looking to win the game, so there will be spaces there. But I just hope that Andre can pick the best team. Look, I'm not trying to be a manager here, but I just want to see, some attacking players on that pitch. And that was a perfect opportunity on Saturday to do that, and we didn't play. We didn't play with the attacking players. We played players out of position, and I don't understand how that was going to ever work. And I did have a funny feeling that we wouldn't win this game. I did have a funny feeling, to be honest with you. I know I predicted a win, but I was I was in that frame of mind where I wouldn't be surprised if we would have dropped points in the end, and we did. So I know what you're saying, Blue Terrier, but look, we just have to get results. I don't care how they come, but and like I said, I do want to see us go back to the back four after the international break because it's just not working at the moment. Andre surely can see this. I remember last season we bet against the best team in Middlesbrough, Sheffield United compared to teams like Wigan and Blackpool. Yeah, we did. To be fair, we did. But I just think this season just feels a lot more different to what it was last season. So hopefully that's not a bad omen, but yeah, it just feels different. And right now, can you really see us, beating a team like Coventry? Or going to Preston and winning, or going to Bristol and winning. I can't. I'm not having much confidence at the moment. It's hard to do. But guys, I think we're going to wrap up here. It's been a very messy show tonight, but I do appreciate these contributions tonight. It's been I had a lot of things I've got a lot of things off my chest tonight, and probably not made sense a lot of the time. But obviously emotions, are quite all over the place at the moment with the team. But yeah, like I said, international break now. Andre has time to, like you said, to have more time on the training pitch with the players that are on international duty, and hopefully we'll come back after the international break, all guns blazing, ready to fight. That's it, 8 games. That's it, we're straight through after the international break. We're straight through to the end of the season. So yeah, it's going to be nervy moments this over the next months of the season, last few months of the season, and yeah. Right, so thank you all for watching. I hope, I'm not sure, probably content back next week. I don't really think I've got anything planned. Well, I haven't really got anything to speak about until next week. We'll do a preview show on Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. So a week on Wednesday night, by the way, ahead of our game against Coventry. So we're back doing content next week. Probably I might do I don't know yet. I think probably next week we're gonna have a little break. I think we all need a break, a lie down after these last few results, don't we? To be honest with you, it's really deflating. I think that's the word that I've got at the moment. I'm just really deflated, about everything, and when I look at the mistakes that have been made from the club hierarchy, blowing heck this season, I just think we've been let down again, guys. We have. I'm not going to say we haven't. We haven't. We're in a mess, and now it's anybody's. It's so tight down there, as we know. But I'm not looking at the table anymore. I'm beyond that now. We have to start getting results. I'm not looking at the table because I thought we should. But you know, it's one of those. We go. We have a little break now, international break, and we'll see what happens after. That's all we can do. We just have to wait. But the problem is the deflation, the downbeat nature of how me and many other fans are feeling at the moment. It's hard, man. It's hard. It's hard to continue to have this every season. It is. There's just no comfortable season, is there? There's no, things. So yeah, it's difficult, but we have to keep going, and hopefully the players book their ideas up. Hopefully the manager starts to play a system we can play, and plays players that should be playing, and we turn it around. Because now, I said before the Rotherham game, we needed to win 5 games out of 9, sorry. We still haven't won a game. So we need to get 5 wins out of 8. And that's the reality. And it's a tall order. Some people might say 4 wins is enough and a draw, but I just want to go with 5 wins. But yeah, but that still means we have to win half our games. It is just putting extra pressure on us, really, to be honest. Which ex-players would you take for the rest of it? It's too late now, Joshua. You can't bring anybody in at this point. It's too late now. I'll definitely be there in the chat for the preview of the commentary game to learn their key players to look out for. Yeah, nice one. We see you next week then. England watch along on Saturday. We could do, to be fair, if you like. I'll think about it, but yeah. I don't really like doing England games. They're not very entertaining, are they? And I don't know, but because I still support our country, so I could do as a bit of a, I haven't been watching on for a while, so yeah, leave it with me. Have a good rest of you and great live stream as always. Keep it the good way. Yeah, thank you, Joshua. I appreciate that. Wait, when is the preview? The preview will be a week on Wednesday. Yeah, it's a week on Wednesday, the preview to the commentary game. Obviously, we aren't playing until Good Friday next week, so we're playing on part of the Easter weekend, of course. So yeah, that's why we're playing on Friday. It's against Brazil. It's a friend. Yeah, it is against Brazil, isn't it? England game. Yeah, I'm interested to see what happens there. But yeah, we might do watch long on Saturday, but I'm not going to promise anything. But I'll definitely consider it, have a think about it, and see. But yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks to you all for watching, your contributions. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you have a good rest of the week. At least we can't be disappointed at the weekend with Town letting us down again, eh? But we've got a weekend off that. So yeah, have a good week. If I am back on Saturday, I'll see you then. If I'm not, then I'll see you back here next week for the preview. But yeah, have a good rest of the week anyway. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Good night, everyone.